All right, guys, so we are now at question 7 of this January 2024 CSEC math exam video solutions. All right, so it's a pattern question, sequence and pattern. It says diagram below shows the first 3 shapes in a sequence which forms a pattern. It says each shape is made using a set of small white counters and black counters. So these are circles. They are basically calling them counters. So these are the black ones, these are the white ones. And basically, they give us the first 3 shapes, and we have to look for the pattern in terms of how they go from shape to shape. And they're asking us to complete shape number 4. So I've started shape number 4 for us, which really is shape number 3. And we are to add on to that to complete shape number 4. So we have to observe how the change in the pattern is going. So looking at this, in terms of going from this one to this one, firstly, I see that there's one additional line of white circles. Let's just call them circles. And there's also one additional line of black circles. There were 2 circles up here. Now there are 3 up the middle, and there was 1 here, and now there's 2. Additionally, there's an additional, because this was original 3 across here, and there's no 1 on either side added. So it looks to me as if they are adding all around the shape. So I'm going to see if I can add on to this and see if we get that, and then we see that that is a pattern. So there's a black circle here, and another one on top there, another one on top there, and then they add 1 to the side, to the right, and 1 to the left. And then everything below this line remains white. All right, so what we have so far is this top. And then everything below remains white. So I'm just going to continue putting circles. And there are 3 lines. So see, there are now 3. So I need an additional 1 here, 1 here, 1 there, 1 there, an additional 1 out here, 1 there, 1 there. So we see we have now formed the second shape by adding dots all the way around the shape, just that everything below stays white and everything above stays black. All right, so if we follow that pattern with this one, then we'll be able to do shape number 4. Let's do it in blue. So I'm going to add 1 on top here and shade it, then 1 on top here and shade it, and then 1 on top here and shade it. So I'm basically putting 1 on top each column, right? Or can say 1 beside each row. And then I'm going to put 1 on top here, and then we need 1 out to the side and shade it. All right, and we're doing the same thing over here. 1 on top there, shade, 1 there, shade, 1 here, shade, and then 1 to the side, shade. All right, so that's the top half or the top section, and then everything below that now stays white. We're still going around the shape, right? So we're gonna have an unshaded circle, another unshaded circle. They're calling them counters. We're going all the way around the shape with these circles unshaded, which they have called counters. All right, all the way around, and we need a 1 to the side, and then we complete here, and that's it. We have completed our 4th shape, and I believe that would be correct. All right, we can double check afterwards with the numbers. All right, so when at a convenient point, we sort of check if this is correct. All right, so down here now is where we're gonna now complete the table. That's what these questions always are. It says the number of white counters W and the number of black counters B, and the total number of counters T that form each shape follow a pattern. The values of W, B, and T for the first 3 shapes are shown in the table below. It says study the pattern of numbers in each row of the table and answer the questions that follow. So basically, they want us to complete for these rows here, row 1, 2, and 3, these 3 rows. All right, but I always prefer to complete the formula row first, because the formula row at times helps us to find the rows above. So I prefer to complete the formula row first. So let's do the first column, and I observe that the first value here in that formula matches the shape number. All right, and here the shape number is n, so I'm putting an n right here for the first figure. And then here they keep adding 1 in that first bracket, so we're going to add 1 right here. That's a plus, so adding 1. And then the formula continues to be 2 times the shape number. See, that's a shape number, and they each multiply by 2, so it's 2 times the shape number, which is n down here. So here I'm going to put 2n, and that's it, 2n. And then they're adding 1 all the time to that, so it becomes 2n plus 1. So I'm going to put my plus 1, and that's my formula here. Then on this column, let's look at the pattern. Here we have the shape number again. So in this case down here, shape number is n. So I'm going to place the n right there. And what are they adding? They keep adding 1. In each case, they add 1 and square, right? So when I add 1, this is a plus 1 and then square. But you can also look at the result and say that basically it's the perfect squares starting from 2. So this is really 2 squared, that is 3 squared, that is 4 squared. So I guess the next value here is going to be 5 squared, because this is actually the next pattern, the next shape in the pattern. All right. And this one is completed for us. So let's complete now line 1, 2, and 3. So for line 1, they have started with us first. They've given us 45. And we are to complete this. So remember, the pattern number comes first, which is an n. So I'm going to put the n plus 1 squared here. And the n this time is 4 plus 1. Square that. And that becomes 5 squared, which is 25, which is what you would expect, because this is, as I said, 2 squared, 3 squared, 4 squared. So now we are at 5 squared. That makes sense. And then now for this one, it's a matter of taking this 4 and dropping it on this formula for the n. All right, and work out the value for here. So let's do that and see what we get, and we can start to double check it on the pattern, right? So for here, the n equals 4, and we are using that 4 in this formula. So firstly, it becomes 3 times 4 squared, 3 times 4 squared, and then it is plus 5n plus 2. So it's plus 5 times 4, because the n is 4, plus 2. And we can work this out with the calculator. This right here is 16, so that's really 4 squared is 16, so that is 3 times 16. 3 times 16 plus this right here is 20. 5 was 20 plus the 2 makes 22. So we're actually adding 22. So getting a total of 70. So this works out to be 70. All right, and then what we can do is sort of double check, because this is saying our white squares are 45 and that they are 25 black to give us a total of 70. So we can kind of check it quickly on this to make sure that we did follow the pattern correctly. So in our fourth shape, there are, let's do the white first. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines of white by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 5 times 9, that gives us 45, which is good, because we did say we have 45 in figure 4 based on the pattern. That's 45 we have here. That's it. And so now the black ones are supposed to add to 25. So let's just check that quickly for a total of 70. So we can do it line by line. So this line has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and there are 2 less each row up, right? So starting with 9, then 7, then 5 above that, then 3, then 3, and then 1 at the top. All right, right, so add up these, and these add to, well, this is 4 and 5, 9, and 9, 18, and 7. 18 and 7 is 25, so that is correct. And then the 25 and the 45 add to 70. So we can accept now that this pattern is correct. So I can leave this working on the side here as our double check. That's fine. So we can accept that the pattern is correct, the diagram is correct, because the numbers are matching. All right, and so we just need to complete for this row now. So what is happening here now is that for this row, I don't have the figure number, but I know that the n plus 1 squared is now equal to 144. So what is the n in this row? And that figure is going to go here. All right, but we can still do the calculation beneath here. So here we're going to put the n plus 1 squared equals 144. So the n plus 1 squared is going to be 144. It means that the n plus 1 is 12, because 12 squared is 144. So this is 12 inside here, so it's 12. So that means that the n plus 1 is equal to 12, and so the n is equal to 11. Subtract 1. So in this row, the n is equal to 11. So I'm going to place 11 right here for the n. And then we'll drop in this formula and just n now on this formula. So this is going to become 11 plus 1 in the first bracket into, it's going to be 2 times 11. Remember, the n number goes here. So it's going to be 2 times 11 plus 1 plus this 1 plus 1 inside that bracket. And then we have to work out the value and place it here. But let's make this a little bit smaller. Let's make this a little smaller right here so we can fit it. And then we'll just work this out with the calculator, all right? Work this out with the calculator. So this bracketed term is really 12 times, and this bracketed term is really 22 plus 1, which is 23. So it's 12 times 23, and we're getting 276. 276. I'm going to trust that that calculation is correct. I'm not going to actually double check it, all right? 11 plus 1, 2 times 11 plus 1. So the 11 plus 1 here is 12. And this is 22 plus 1 is 23. So it's 12 times 23. Good. That is it. All right. And this calculation that I have here is for this column. So let's change that to red and just point back to see it is for this column, for the n in this column right here. But actually here, it's actually for here. So let's say it is for here. So it's actually for the here. So I'm going to leave that there. All right, let's continue. Here now, part C says the expression for the total number of counters T is W plus B. So W is a number of white, T is a number of black in shape S. It's given by this formula. So they're telling us that that is the formula. All right. And they said by substituting suitable values for S, show that the total number of counters in shape 1 and shape 3 will be equal to these two respectively. All right, so this is the one for shape 1 using this formula, and this is the one for shape 3. So let's do shape 1 first. All right, so shape 1. Shape 1. Shape 1. The S is equal to 1. So we basically placing 1 in this formula. And so we're going to get 8 times 1 squared. 8 times 1 squared plus B times 1 plus 2 is equal to the total number that was in shape 1. The total in shape 1, remember, is 10. So I'm going to put that equal to 10. And then simplify. Now this becomes A, because the 1 squared is just still 1. So that's A plus And then this becomes b. B times 1 is b. And then this 2 goes over and subtract from the 10 to give us 8. And so we have shown the first formula for S1, right? So this is the formula for S1 right here. So we have shown that. That one is shown for S1. And I want to do for S3, right? Shape 3 is S3. S equals 3. So here we're going to do for shape 3. In that case, the S is equal to 3. And so we're placing the 3 in the formula for the S. And we know the total is in shape 3. Let's do it. So it's gonna be 8 times 3 squared plus b times 3 plus 2. And the total in shape 3, what is it again? This is shape 3, is 44. So that is 44. So I'm going to put this equal to 44. I would just need to simplify this now to get this expression, that equation. So this becomes 9a, for the 3 squared is 9. This is 9a, plus this becomes 3b. b times 3 is 3b. 3b. This 2 goes over and subtract from the 44. 44 minus 2 is 42. And then we just need to divide each value here by 3, and we will get this one. So let's show that we're dividing now by 3. Divide each value by 3. Divide this first by 3, we get 3a. Divide this by 3, we get b. And 42 divided by 3 is 14. And so we have shown this second formula as well. And this question is done. So this is also shown. Question done. So that's the end of number 7. And we're going to do number 8 in the next recording. All right. So see you then.